So Matt Hancock, we now gather, has arrived in Australia for his Bush Tucker trials or something. I've never watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Shortly after I came out of the circle, I was asked if I would be on it. And I just thought, why would I want to spend my time sort of stroking worms and playing around with various parts of kangaroo genitalia? I have no interest in that at all. As a small child, I was particularly adept at castrating pigs, but the thought of doing this for pleasure just doesn't fill me with any form of and doing it for pleasure on camera. This is sort of the nadir of reality TV, I'm afraid. Now, Michael Fabricant has gone on television to give his own personal advice. Why would we want advice from somebody who's wearing a wig? I don't understand. But anyway, fine. Fabricant is wheeled out, this sort of Boris lookalike, and he has been involved himself on reality TV. He was on a thing called Celebrity First Dates, I think, and he explained how it was a disaster, how it was horrible. He said that he'd been asked. I've been asked 3 times to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Maybe everybody is asked. I don't know. I don't think it's some sort of badge of honour to be asked to be on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. And he explained the research process, how people were asking him what sort of man or woman he fancied, and then they made sure that the person who he was presented with was somebody who did not comply to the to the image that he'd presented. So there was bound to be conflict, but conflict is what reality TV thrives on. And if conflict isn't sort of part of... I don't understand, because conflict is only one way that television becomes interesting. There are other ways, conflict and exchange of ideas, which may come out of conflict, but conflict isn't the essential in that formula. And anyway, so Anne Widdecombe is another person who has been asked, what is her advice? And she talked in detail about dignity, and yet she's the person who was hoiked around Strictly Come Dancing, sort of thrown around by her feet, not very dignified. And she said, well, I could do this because I was no longer a member of Parliament. Yeah, but she still carries with her that requirement to honour the dignity of the chamber, even though she is no longer a member of it. I think she's wrong. I think there is a place for going on things like Strictly, for going on things like Dancing on Ice. I would certainly do it, but I don't pretend to have that dignity of ministerial office. I think also, I'm not sure whether she talks about it, but I would, there's responsibility in office. If you are elected to do a job, you have a responsibility to do that job. What if there is an emergency in Suffolk? What if there is a crisis? I don't think somebody who is elected to public office has a right to this level of self-indulgence. Maybe this is just an extension of the dalliance that Matt Hancock exhibited in the stationery cupboard with Gina. Oh, Gina, can we compare pencil length? And is there a rubber on that pencil? But it's just, of course, you've got to remember, Matt Hancock, even when he was caught in a grip with Gina Coladangelo, was doing so on camera. Maybe the point about Matt Hancock is he just likes to perform on camera. You've also got Nadine Dorries. I'm not sure whether she's been interviewed, whether her opinion has been asked. It probably is the only time in the last few months where her opinion has not been asked, but maybe she's disgraced herself so much by trying to front a TV program herself. Nobody's going to invite her back on air for an opinion piece. Kezia Dugdale, is it? The Scottish person? But Matt Hancock thinks that he can justify preening around on television by saying that he's making a donation to charity. It just doesn't work. He's been described by one of his colleagues as an absolute prat. I wonder why it took them so long to come to that conclusion. £84,000 plus he is paid for being an MP, and he gets a ministerial pension. I don't understand how he can possibly take this money and at the same time mess around in the Australian outback with worms. He says that it's that it's a powerful tool to communicate with youth. I think he's got it wrong. I think what he should say is, I am a powerful tool. And there's no doubt about that. There's no doubt at all about that. He is a powerful tool. And I would be ashamed. I would be ashamed in his position. I'd be ashamed to actually indulge in this sort of nonsense. It is nonsense. And there's other people who do it so much better. So much better. I'm shocked. We are in a national crisis and we've got somebody who is representing his constituents and is running off to Australia and gives us about a day's notice. He's now in Australia. He gave us no notice at all about what he was doing. Did he give his constituents any notice? I doubt it. Self-indulgent, immature, and completely irresponsible.